tournament, and you gotta respect that because Raiden is one of the most reliable backline damage dealer when it whether the moveset is going to be the charge beam, it's going to be the electro drift. It is really a huge part. And I might tell you, it's not just the Raiden that they banned. They also banned Mewtwo White, which is actually essential as well, or has the same concept with the Miraidon.
Oh no, yeah, I mean, especially that it's actually one of the scariest Pokemon as well, given that its Unite move can actually provide a lot of information for your own team, knowing where everyone is. But speaking of which, though, we're gonna be starting off with the Urshifu, which is really surprising because as the first pick, you'd think one would choose Umbreon, but they would much rather go for the Urshifu. But then again, speaking of which, Miraen Sejong, since Umbreon is open, they're gonna be securing it for themselves.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to miss the opportunity of having that Umbreon. So, 2 evolutions right now. So, Umbreon and Espeon. Espeon, potentially another another chance for a setup with the Psychic Solaire. That's actually very, quite reliable because if you're going to be going for the mean look, of an Umbreon, definitely you could just isolate a member, you could just jail a member of the opposing team. But when you have that Psychic Solaire on your pocket, definitely a secondary setup for your team that could actually lift them up and, it's just a follow-up damage for everyone else.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you. And speaking of which, so speaking of having all those damage as well, Garchomp is once again back into this game, including a Hoopa. We all know for a fact that there has been a lot of choices as well, options against that of the Hoopa. We have the the Ho-Oh as well, but everyone just wants to go back to the Hoopa because Hoopa is really reliable in all of team fights in comparison to Ho-Oh, Pokemon like Ho-Oh, which is not really a defender, but more so a defender that you should babysit. So really, I would understand why they're gonna be choosing Hoopa over Ho-Oh, but still, at least there are the options.
Yeah, because the moment that you have a Ho-Oh, definitely you would want to get a lot of AO's energy for the Rekindling Flame to work on its maximum potential. And definitely, that would be a little bit of a difficult compared to a Hoopa that actually needs one move, which is the Hyperspace Hole, for you to get your teammate back into the base, for them to rotate all the way into the other side, and as well as have enough response time with the whenever things get critical as well for your team. I love the setup here for BRU, but the same thing goes here for Miraen Sejong because they do have a lot of setups. They have a lot of damage, especially with the Revenant Ren coming in from
What I like about this team though is that for Buriram United Esports, I'd say that they have a very clean setup here, a clean lineup here, especially Shifu, Garchomp, Trevenant, Hoopa. They have the front liners as well, and Trevenant could be that wall in front. But in comparison to Miraen Sejong, they only have the Umbreon and the Serena, right? Which if they are able to take away the Umbreon and the Serena,
2 seconds,
have
water gun.
a hard time here against that of Buriram United Esports. So just looking over the draft, I'd have to give this to Buriram United Esports for now.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you here because
malaki.
Wait lang. Isolate one member. Because of the mean look, because of the King's Ascendant, but the Psychic Solaire, it's going to take a lot of time for it to have enough cooldown, I would say. And definitely, that's not the same concept here for Buriram United Esports because they just need the Wood Hammer, they just need the horn to do the setup.
Yep, no, for sure. And again, it's more of a safe play, a safe composition against a risk kind of composition. But then again, the attacking prowess, I'd have to say, is definitely on the side of Miraen Sejong with that of the Servage, especially this Unite move, Reverend Rand. Serena as well can do a lot of AoE damage, and of course the Espeon is just going to deal and damage as well. So definitely they have a lot more poking capabilities, but in terms of actual team-wise on one side, well, if they do get their XPs up as early as possible, would get a run for the money here. But speaking of which, we have the first 2 points of the game, and Sherledge already a Sherledge.
Damn.
Definitely, they would be finding out for the Swablues and Altarius that would be spawning at 850 because that is the high prioritization of a central laner. You do want to get that XP advantage for you to give a lot of ambush that would really make Buriram Esports or the other team really behind. So definitely that is the target of a Sarah Lynch here in the top path.
And on this though, like Papaza is just trying to poke down, Miraen Sejong into that other central area just to make sure that they are not going to be able to get a lot of resources into themselves. But speaking of which, the Buriram United Esports, they are already trying to be as aggressive as they can into that other top path because with this kind of competition coming from that of Miraen Sejong, once you conquer the top path, everything follows.
Yeah, everything follows indeed because you do have the advantage all the way into your all-rounders. But I love the rotation coming in for Buriram Esports because they left the Phantom all the way into the bottom lane, and that would actually bring him
telekinesis.
As fast as
ingat sa agad niya.
May
1-7 telekinesis na ako. Para
because they do want the setups, especially that hammer, to get a lot of knockouts in the early.
And at the same time, like, I forgot to mention this, but one of the key factors as well of the Hoopa is that you can use the hyperspace hold just to
walang
from one path to another. But speaking of which, so we're going to be able to see the first KO of the game. That is going to be the goodbye here, going into that of another with the Hoopa. That's going to be 2 KO in favor of Miraen Sejong, and this is their win cup that we're talking about. Sorry, that is a goodbye. That is what we're talking about here. Miraen Sejong needs to be able to get this lead as early as possible and delay Buriram United Esports, because if they allow Buriram United Esports to get their XPs, then they're going to have a hard time. But speaking of which, Buriram United Esports is still going on, wants to have their revenge, but unfortunately Chobo is there to help ward and going to be able to live for another day.
Yeah, another day indeed, but Mupaza was pinched out with the middle here, JJ-kun.
Yes, level 11 na yung surviving for another day as well. No one's going to be taken out inside the Buriram United Esports, not at this time. Miraen Sejong wants to get away a little bit just to prepare for the upcoming upcoming Reggie Alecki. I almost said Rota. What was I thinking? Rota. Anyway, though, Miraen Sejong now securing the Reggie Alecki up top. And they're going to be able to secure as well the Reggie Eyes down bottom. Going to be able to take down two as well. John is on the roll. They're able to destroy the first bottom as they try to push it out.
May wall.
No more hyperspace hold. Going back to base. Able to make down 3 as well. And there you have
Advance tayo sa bot lane.
Not gonna be able to stop this.
Nandiyan kami ni Mimikyu,
That of Miraen Sejong, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1. We are still halfway here.
And that is actually big. Zhong was able to overcap the bottom lane after taking down the double objectives for Miraen Sejong. And not just that, they were also able to overcap the top lane, making sure that they build up a lot of lead at the same time, get the upper hand when it comes to team fights.
Dude, that's 26 points overcap up top and 38 down bottom. But speaking of which, though, it seems as if they are not done yet. Here comes the into the limited outrage. They're going to be able to take down finally the Torina and the Blisty. That is all they need to do now, and they are going to be able to answer back to Miraen Sejong, but unfortunately they are a little bit away here, and now the Ren from Dog going to be able to take down the Urshifu and the I am happy. I am smiling. And they're going to be able to, oh my goodness, off cam as well, going to be able to take the Feminine. Miraen Sejong, I think Miraen Sejong is talking to us like, hey, yeah, you like their comp? Sure, whatever. Cool. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's totally cool. But right now they're eyeing on more prizes here. Miraen Sejong trying to dominate things even further.
Player into the Queen Ascendant is going to be able to take down the Intillion for them, and the Trevenant is out as well. Miraen Sejong is taking them out. And look at that, another one. The Garchomp's not going to be able to do anything. My goodness, Miraen Sejong is taking everything up. Dude, they are now once again preparing to be able to take down that Reggie Alecki up top, and of course we have the the Aubryon going down as well, just to be able to check things out, mark things down if they can, and would be able to take down the Reggie bottom. But they're not gonna be able to get that, the positional advantage on Buriram United Esports. But still, the danger that Miraen Sejong possesses as of the moment scares Buriram United Esports.
Oh yeah, that's totally gonna scare them, because if you're gonna be taking a look at it, level 13 on the Zero list compared to the level 11s of Buriram United Esports, but still, what a great steal coming in!
To be beating out the Reggie Lecky. But speaking of which, though, very sad story. Is going to be able to pop under Unite moves, but unfortunately not going to be able to last that long. Bliss Assistance, though, is going to be used as well, but not going to be able to make them survive for very long. But look at that, though. Miraen Press is going to be popped up as well. Again, still same story here, but Unite moves going to be popping up here as well, as we still have 4 minutes into the clock, and they would still have some time to recover before the Rayquaza. But speaking of that, though, there's going to be 3 down to the side of Buriram United Esports, 2 for 3. That is going to be hard for the side of Buriram United Esports. And look at that, Sabine, the assist, dude. The assist just to make sure the Serena survives.
Oh, that was a total survive. Just imagine if that Serena really did get knocked out. That is 50 AO's energy, and that is totally a lot of XP at the side of BRU, but that's not going to be the case. Miraen, Sejong, Sabine with the assist, trying to get the upper hand still, not letting further teams to get behind.
Oh yeah, dude. It's one of those moments that you can really appreciate Miraen Sejong. You know, we've been talking about this Miraen Sejong. They have been having a rocky start, but no, this is the playoffs and they are in it to win it.
Oh yeah, they really want to win this one. And like to tell you, I would really like to highlight here for BRU their winning condition, because if you're gonna be, if you noticed a while ago, the snipe shots were not hitting at the side of Ayaka. So definitely, if those snipe shots would land, definitely a huge favor for Buriram United.
Oh yeah, but here you have it though. As you can see, both of these teams are just preparing to take in that the position advantage into the Rayquaza, but we also have the Reggie Lecky up and just waiting to be taken out. But it seems as if nobody's going to be able to take that, and they just want the Reggie bottom. But speaking of that though, the Trevor is going to be taken out right before the Rayquaza comes out, but at the very least, the first major objective here coming from Buriram United Esports is going to be Reggie Ice, but they are now going to push down all the bottoms into the bottom path. And look at that, Cycle is going to be popped up as well, going to be able to take down 2 for 1. That is the Hoopa out. They're not going to be able to recover into the Rayquaza. They're going to be able to try to take this one up as well. Papasa trying to get away, but the Wood Hammer is going to stop them, but they're not going to be able to take them out though. Are they going to be able to? Spirits try to get away with, oh my goodness, the Wood Hammer once again. This is quite a match from these two, Serena and Trevenant. Hornleash pushes them away. Spirits might be able to be taken out here, but let's take a look at the Rayquaza. Is going to be taken out by Jong here. We weren't able to see the Rayquaza, but it is Miraen Sejong going to be able to secure it, and all they need to do now is run. And Buriram United Esports, even if they do have 50 points each, they're still not going to be able to get ahead of Miraen Sejong at this point, I don't think.
I don't think so as well. The value coming in from Spirits, being able to buy time for the Trevenant to just go for the 1v1 and do not let him go into the Rayquaza's pit, because he has to be the front line. And definitely, without the front line, Buriram United Esports would definitely have a hard time. And that is the result. Miraen Sejong was able to take down the Rayquaza and score lots of goals here.
You know, you are right. I wasn't able to see it that way. That is a very good perspective as well, to see that, you know, the Serena was just buying time, making sure that they have the interest and the attention of the Trevenant, making sure that they are not going to be able to, you know, annoy Miraen Sejong into the Rayquaza. And man, it worked out so well. Spirits, I'd say, definitely one of the definitely the player of the game this time.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't debate with anyone else. It has to be Spirits. It has to be the MVP. It has to be it. Because, you know, if you're going to be taking a look at it, that was actually more of a gamble. Because what if the Trevenant didn't took the bait, right? Definitely, he would be behind on the team fight, on the Rayquaza's pit, and definitely they might lose the objective as well.
You know, Spirits was definitely under disadvantage at that point, especially that they are on the lower health as well. Right, they're just trying their best to survive, and at the same time, you know, we have the Hornleash as well, making sure that, you know, Trevenant here heals up a little bit. And as you have mentioned, if they didn't take the bait, then that would have been a huge loss, a huge disadvantage for Miraen Sejong.
Oh yeah, but right now it's working on their favor at least. Look at that wonderful 38% damage from Sabine. Like, we're just talking about damage, and you know, Miraen Sejong just proved themselves that they just need the damage, just go for the KOs, and definitely Ward Jong would do a lot of things, especially with Spirits on their team.
Oh yeah, I mean it's amazing. You know, like man, Jong with the Reverend Rand, very nice time of Reverend and Rand as well. Gonna be able to take down a lot in the side of Buriram. You know, esports. We have what do you call this? Yeah, spirits as well, and of course we have what do you call this? Our aimless into the lower bracket as we've seen, and as we have mentioned as well, they'll be playing
Wait lang,
much longer games, more number of games
Galarian.
into that other lower bracket, and you don't want that.
Hindi effective yung
you don't want
telekinesis,
that,
guys.
sure. I mean, you always
You,
want
bro.
the easier way, right? That is how things go.
Sundot ko na siya
But definitely
kanina.
for now, for game number 2, same set of bans aside from the Umbreon was actually respected here
Wala akong
for
hula.
BRG because did
Copy,
give
copy.
them a couple of hard time being able to use the mean look up against a Trevenant because Trevenant when
Ikaw mabilis.
you were jailed all the way from the mean look, definitely you cannot do the setup with the Horn Leech, so definitely that's actually
Wait lang,
a huge factor as well.
Agree kayo sa blue side lang, sa blue side lang.
As well,
Para malaman ko yung blue jungle.
I mean, it has been
Wala.
really great Pokemon for
Bakit ka na doon, sige.
esports, but then again,
I-score ba yan?
you don't want it to be on the other side of the team. If you cannot have it, then they won't have it either. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's more of a vice versa. That's the concept here. But right now,
Bunedit na
different
yung mamo, ha?
composition from what I can see
Mount
here
lang
from
dyan.
Sejong as well.
Pakatingin na yung mamo dyan.
They have the Urshifu and
Yung Y,
being
Y.
able to ban that Garchomp had an opportunity
Ano
ba, mamo?
for them to lock in that Mewtwo Y, which is actually very reliable as well. Again, same
2 seconds. Wag muna.
So
Unite na ako, guys. Pag lumapit to.
Wala pa akong heal, wala
Kasi
pa akong heal.
sa
Wait
zone.
lang.
Pokemon rather that could actually go head to head with a Mewtwo in terms of damage.
Makulit
output.
ka,
The
ah.
answer, definitely,
Oh.
that's gonna be an Espeon from
Out muna. Okay na yan.
Oh yeah, and here you have it. I mean, we
Grabe, di pwede saluhin.
see
Ang hilo,
how
ang hilo.
much, how strong Sabine's what do you call this?
Kalma. Nakakap na ako na yan, guys.
Did have the highest number of
Ito,
damage
tingin sa akin,
into the game, and the perfectly timed Psychic Solaire was just a
Pwede.
beautiful helping each other out
Objective
in their team,
field.
and giving them the space that they need going into team fights, allowing
Wala na ako unite, guys,
teammates like Jong here to push in some free damage as well.
And I'm quite
Adre muna natin yung
sure
jungle.
at the same time quite excited for the Aegis Slash pick here at the side of Miraen.
Wait lang, may Galarian, guys. May Galarian. Wala ako unite.
Not
Mag-shout kayo. Mag-unite yan sa Ashan.
During the tournament and as well as during ranked games, but the amount of value that it could give, especially when you had the wide guard,
Nice one.
is actually a multi-purpose, if that's what I call it, multi-purpose
Ikaw magana yung
defense
talaga na
that you could use or convert into an offense
Tinatake lang ako.
together with your Sacred Sword, or it could be the Shadow Claw as well. Depends on your comfort, but definitely you
Sayang.
wouldn't want anyone to go near you as much as possible, and that is the compensation that is actually present here for Miraen Sejong, because I might tell you they don't have a defender, so it's
Parang na
just
siyang
the wide
dumadaan na
guard that
parang wala lang eh. no?
everyone else, every member of Miraen Sejong.
At this point, I don't think we can really dismiss
Tara, dito ka.
with their composition, because earlier, right, like
Baba.
we've seen, we were
Sige na, baba ka na.
okay. This is not the what call it? This is not
Teka.
the
Daw
normal
makano,
occurrence
makabantay
to,
sa jungle
into,
ko.
like the
Dalawa, huwag ka na mag-fight.
but they make it work.
Hindi ako
Ako
nito.
ba ka rin naman?
They
Oo.
do not have any defender except for obviously.
Makulit to eh.
Yeah.
It is going to be the Age Slash, and I think they can do this, especially that
Wait
now
lang,
they
guys.
have
Masyado
the
mabilis
as well.
kasi yan.
Do they really need those? I don't think so. Koopa
Tara,
is
top
already
tayo.
the key for them to be able to
Tapos na ako, guys, ha?
as well. But with that being said, though, the Dodrio might pose a bit of a problem here for Miraen Sejong, mainly because of its scoring capabilities, and honestly, it's a burst kind of damage once it come in and go.
Oh yeah, for sure.
5 man na kaya yan,
Here's the
boss.
concept here for moving
Top
out
lane.
Esports, let's not forget them, because they have the potential to punish Miraen Sejong into the early stages of the game,
Start agad,
just like that. And Miraen Sejong, what could they possibly respond here in the early stages?
Chobo here.
Huwag ka mapapatay, boss, ha? Hindi naman 2 minutes eh.
Never mind. Could be able to take a little bit of a Citrus Berry, but still, not gonna be enough to be able to get away. And now Rain
Alex, wala kasama.
is gonna be able
Sige, score na lang siya.
in
Di tayo sa ibaba manggaling.
Well, but you know, like Buriram Esports,
Meron dito,
Bot ka na, te. Bot ka na, te.
Russian sumusunod sa akin.
Maaari.
if not, they're gonna be going
I-shred
down
to,
in
ha.
the lower bracket.
I-shred dyan.
And at the same time, you know, we want a game number 3. So please, do
Kalma, te. Pinaka-out mo. Pinaka-out.
Yeah, we love tons of actions here.
Pinaka-out mo.
Right now, that's going to be the Swabus and Altarius, but change the fire.
Russian guys.
That was actually
Tete, dito ka sa akin.
it is huge, especially now that
Tara,
it's
boss,
level
tingin ka sa akin.
5, it's
Lapit ka pa.
really
Kapalagan ko to.
from,
Nagigigil na ako
here
dito.
and being able to help down their teammates up
Alex,
top
dito ka.
is such a amazing play
Dito ko
here,
lumapit
because
sa
then
ante. Kailangan
they are gonna be
ko
able
dumikit
to
kayo.
just, you know, secure the top path. Gonna be able to dominate the top path.
Likod,
likod,
And
likod.
see what happened
Boss,
in
boss.
game 1 happen again.
Gago.
Oh yeah, that's actually
Okay lang, okay lang.
very quite possible here. But you know, we never know unless the Rayquaza comes down. You know that would actually dictate the story.
Ikaw,
of the
Alex, may
game.
nakatake.
But there will be
Position tayo, repo. Dati lagi niya ate.
rather, of course, the Swabus and Altarius all the way into the mid.
Masari sa tingin sa ano, objective.
Yes, they're gonna be able to take down Chobo here, but is it gonna be enough though? Here
Yeah,
comes
Waya.
the side
go now.
as well, coming in from that with that of the Surf and
Kogo.
Disable, which is going to be providing a huge utility into the side of Miraen Sejong, but Jong is going to be able to take down one again, and off cam, it is going to be the Blissey going to be going down as well into the side of Buriram United Esports. Miraen Sejong slowly but surely, once again, be aggressive against that of Buriram United Esports, and look at that. Despite the Rock Tomb, there is still the Hyperspace Hole. You cannot Rock Tomb a Hyperspace Hole.
Oh yeah, you might need the egg bomb for you to cancel that one out, but Lizzie's not present again.
Oh my goodness, but unfortunately not a lot of follow-up damage into the side of Buriram United Esports, and they're going to be able to be answered back here with Serena Peck as well. Now Miraen Sejong, despite having lower HP in this part, I say they still have a bit of advantage. Look at that, second solar is going to be able to take down that cross-sell as well. It's going to be 2 down into the side of Buriram United Esports as the Godrio is just scoring up top, but still going to be able to destroy the first score goal down bottom as they secure the Reggie bot. That is the Reggie steal. Miraen Sejong does have the advantage in terms of attack and prowess in a team fight, and now the elevator allows it to go up as well.
And not gonna be quite on time to go up here. Yeah, not gonna be quite enough time, you know.
A little bit late, yeah.
Yeah. But right now, I love the exchange of objective as well, because that would add them a lot of pressure all the way into the top path, and they do need a lot of time. But right now, elevator comes up, and what's next?
And what's next indeed is going to be the question here. The Reggie Lucky is still into the side of Buriram United Esports, but that's going to be putting them into 5v5 here as the Serena is down bottom trying to score in. That is 16 points, but still not going to be enough. Miraen Sejong going to be able to repel away the Reggie Elecki, and now we're going to be seeing a little bit of action here down into our central area as Jong here still tries to get in with that of the Wicked Blow and the Ebon Fist as well, allowing them to be able to take down the Crosshair, one of the most annoying Pokemon to take down because of its ability. But look at this though, it is not going to be a problem for Miraen Sejong as they have all their teammates down there, and look at that, H-Slash comes in with its own Unite mode. Coup de Grace here is going to be popped up as well, going to be able to take down that Serena, allowing them to destroy the first score goal up top, and now Miraen Sejong is definitely on the lead. But the first score goal though, you know, off cam is going to be destroyed here by the Trio.
Yeah, and definitely this is already a lead coming in for Miraen Sejong. They were able to maximize again. Jong, who's actually the Urshifu right now, being able to take down a lot of knockouts, reward them with tons of XP. But, you know, there has to be a step up as well if they really want to repeat game number 1. Because right now, the 2 objectives will spawn at the same time. And handshake is not enough for their team to win this thing at an early stage, because they don't want to handshake as much as possible. But right now, Buriram United Esports slowly getting on their track. They want to be as close as they can.
You know, it goes for both of the teams, really. You know, like, they cannot afford to allow the other team to take 2 objectives, because that is going to put them in a snowball. But speaking of which, though, the major objective is now up as well. That's the Reggie Ice and the Reggie Lucky up top. And now, you know, Miraen Sejong is still trying to get in as, you know, the H-Slash puts in 30 into the second score goal down bottom. But with that being said, though, that is just a marker for Buriram United Esports to disperse into the map, allowing Miraen Sejong to destroy this Reggie Ilecki, and now they're going to be allowed to go down as well. Spirits buying a little bit of time here so that their teammates would be able to go down, but no, they're going to be pushing up top as well as they try to divert the attention of Buriram United Esports down bottom.
Oh yeah, and right now, great hyperspace hole once again to do a reset. Aika left alone into the bottom pass, you know, to get a lot of XP, you know, being able to catch up. But look at that, Rings Unbound all the way into the bottom path, making sure that there's reinforcements happening.
Dude, that was so close. That was very close for John. That would have been a KO for them. But again, Rings Unbound, as I have mentioned, is going to allow them to teleport and now going to be able to secure that Reggie bottom as well. And as we have mentioned, you cannot give 2 objectives into one team because that's going to put you in a team role, or, you know, as I mentioned earlier, I snowball. And Miraen Sejong, as of this moment, was not only able to take down 2, but was also able to respond up top as well, heckling down their teammates.
Yeah, they really have to, you know, get a lot of help here as much as they can. It's very equal right now. You know, it's literally anyone's game. Miraen Sejong hasn't been able to build up their lead as quick as they can. Yes, they do have the lead in terms of scoring, but not going to be quite enough for the XPs as well, because you do see that there's a level 13 Serena for BRU, and definitely Miraen Sejong doesn't have that capabilities, but they do get a knockout out of it.
You know what I do like about Buriram United Esports is that they have a Pokemon that's very squishy, and they have a Pokemon that is very hard to KO.
Oh,
and there's nothing in between, really. You know, but Miraen Sejong, though, doesn't care at all, because even if you're too sturdy, even if you are too squishy, they're still gonna eat you for breakfast. And especially with Urshifu, with Unseen Fist that ignores shields. My goodness, that is such a huge counter for Pokemon like Crustle.
Oh yeah, and not just that, they do have the Slick Spoon as well coming in from the Espeon that actually, you know, being able to get that SP attack penetrate on the Crustle. So it's not just the, you know, Unseen Fist, but definitely they have 2 members from their team, from Miraen Sejong, who could actually take down that Crustle as quick as they can.
Oh yeah, but here you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, all trainers alike, we are no longer being blessed by the black Rayquaza, but instead we're going to be going back to the OG Rayquaza. That is the green one here. The green flying snake is back upon us. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be seeing a bit of a poking game here from both of the teams as they try to not allow the other teams to take the Rayquaza. But look at that, Propaza is going to be using its Rubble Rousel this time around. Going to be able to take down one Quintessence. And they're going to be able to take down the Ageless. There's going to be 1 down into the side of Miraen Sejong. What's going to be the answer back here by Miraen Sejong? That is it. Just buy a little bit of a time here. Get a bit of a disengage here as they want to go back for another round for the Rayquaza. Look at that though. Sabine not going to be able to survive. Unfortunate for them. Miraen Sejong is now down to 2.
Oh, and time is ticking right now. They have to buy a lot of time here because they have the lead. But Zhang might be able to fall down here, JJ-kun.
Not quite yet. They're going to be able to get the hyperspace hole. They need to get back here if they want to secure the Rayquaza. But unfortunately, the side is going to be taken out as well.
Oh, and this is quite huge. Who's going to be getting the last hit here?
Oh, Buriram United Esports is down low. Rayquaza is 2. And look at that, though. It is going to be the dream of securing that Rayquaza away from the Miraen Sejong, allowing them to take down 3 as well. Beautiful play from Buriram United Esports. Miraen Sejong, unfortunately, even though they were able to buy a little bit of time for themselves to respond back, it wasn't enough. They weren't complete. And Miraen Sejong needs to be able to put down another hundo if they do want to win this game. And they only have 16 seconds left.
Oh, not going to be quite enough. No one's halfway in the Sky Ruins. And we're going to be having a game number 3. Buriram United Esports doing surprises once again.
Man, it's just like what you said, right? It's day number 6 was full of reverse sweeps, and it might possibly happen again because you mentioned it. You jinxed it. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's how a caster works, you know. That's how it is. Oh my god! What a huge comeback here for BRU. Despite not scoring Pupaza and very sad, they were able to do their job with the Rock Tomb setups, with the Soft Foil being able to sustain themselves into the team fight. And just take a look at that damage. Rainy D doesn't need to do it. You just have to go in, definitely go for the pokes,
course.
deal some damage, get some resources, get out immediately, and give an opening to your team with a triple charge.
You know what I found in this day of the tournament? That is the Galarian Rapidash. It's everyone, dude. You'll see even the upcoming Pokemon that hasn't been announced yet. You're gonna be able to see them with Infinite Cyber. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how good Infinite Cyber is.
Oh yeah, for sure. No one could definitely counter it right now as of today, as of this day, and definitely, on the future, unless you get, isolated by a Darkrai, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you know what I'm like wishing for right now is you know how in the anime Team Rocket, right, has Wobble Pet, right, and always using mirror code to reflect back the damage. What if we get a Wobble Pet that has Magic Guard, Magic Mirror, and reflects back any projectile based damage, dude? Infinite Cyber, bro.
Oh,
bro,
that's gonna be big. I mean,
that's broken. I don't want that, bro.
That's broken, honestly. And I might tell you, because in the anime, Wobble Pet reflected back
everything, dude.
The move of Giratina, was that Giratina? Everything, right? Everything, right? And just imagine, even the legendary Pokemon.
Man, it's we don't want that in Pokemon Unite. We don't want everyone to be banning that Pokemon. But speaking of banning, though, we're going to be having the Umbreon, the Mimikyu, the Miraen, and of course the Garchomp as well for our first bans. And into our picks, into the side of Buriram Esports, now we have the Mewtwo Y, we have the Serena and the Blissey. Into the side of Miraen Sejong, however, is going to be the Urshifu, the Psyduck, the Hoopa, and Sabine, of course, is going to be the Espeon still.
Oh, quite the same lineup as far as we can see here into this matchup. But, oh yeah, I think it would be the same. Honestly, it would be the same. I'm calling it already, unless they do shift Aegislash into another one. But, we've seen the value of the White Guard a while ago. Definitely, they cannot deny, or they cannot leave that as an open.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, as I mentioned, why fix what's not broken, right? And if especially for Buriram Esports, right, if it already worked, then hey, let's just stick with this. As long as their Pokemon is not going to be picked or stolen away from us, then let's just do it. And Miraen Sejong, though, I think we both have seen the potential of what Miraen Sejong is doing. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do it. Wasn't able to be as aggressive as they were in game number 1. But if they want to win this, then I think they have to play like they did in game number 1 and not allow Buriram Esports to get as much resources as they can, so that they would be able to have that advantage, that lead against them and snowball from that into the late game.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree on that point that you were talking about. But here's the thing. I think one of the setbacks, actually, why that happened is because BRU, they do have Dodrio, and Dodrio is definitely quick on rotations compared to Urshifu, who's actually their central leader, or the Forcer,
right?
Actually, because yes, it does deal a lot of damage, but it will take some time for you to rotate back. So definitely, this Dodrio could actually able to get in a faster phase, if I may say.
No, yeah, I totally agree with you as well. The Dodrio, that is the job of that Pokemon. Score in, go in, put some damage, go out. Much like the Talonflame, but again, it's much more mobile than that of a Talonflame. That is the Dodrio. And honestly, Miraen Sejong, they just need to be aggressive now in this match for them to be able to get that lead against Buriram Esports, because it is looking pretty bleak for them right now. As I mentioned, this might possibly be a reverse sweep. And now look at this, Miraen Sejong is now changing up just a little bit. Earlier on, they weren't really answering back into the pokes of Buriram Esports, especially into that top path, right, with the the Hone Edge. It was just staying into their own base, their score goal, but now actually goes in further.
I feel like the prioritization here for Miraen Sejong will be at the bottom path if you're going to be taking a look at the rotation that was actually being done here by the Urshifu. So I think they would be having a handshake, but I think they would shift their attentions actually. So not going to be happening. So despite doing the rotation a while ago into the forest.
Right, and here you have it as again. What John has been doing since game number 1 is try to rotate up top, but they are going to be allowing very sad story to put in some scores here. That is 5 score. To some, especially for those who are new into Pokemon Unite, you might see it as something insignificant. But if you do have Aeos Cookie or muscle, no, not muscle, but attack weight, it gives you additional permanent stat boosts. Depending on the item you have, the moment that you put in some scores. So Pokemon here and trainers, the players would be putting up scores maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that they would not be interrupted, so that everyone knows.
Yeah, and actually, it's not just the stacking items that we actually have here in the game itself, because you could get a little bit of an XP as well the moment that you score. But look at this,
Right.
30 whole points for Jong.
Yes, Zuri, putting them into level 7 as well, as you have just mentioned, right? Putting them a little bit of an XP. But speaking of XP, though, it seems as if Psyduck is not going to have any, as they got taken out here. But Buriram and Esports is now going to be able to put in a lot of points up top as well. It's not going to be enough to destroy it, though, but it is going to be enough to push down Miraen, Sejong, and now they're going to be able to answer back here. The Mewtwo is going to be taken out, and very much our story is as well. 2 down for the prize of 1. That is Miraen, Sejong winning that one.
Oh yeah, definitely not going to be doing the handshake, but as well, rotate immediately all the way to the top path, get an advantage as soon as they can. Oh, what I love that cancel coming in from BRU.
Oh yeah, Papazzo once again with the Rock Tomb, and now having that hyperspace hole just to get away, but Ward was denied. But Jong is right here, right now. Unfortunately, not going to have any response here coming in from that of their own team. No reinforcement coming in, and Jong has been forced to go back. And now Registeel is going to be popped up here. Spirits, though, is going to be taken out as well.
Oh yeah, and it is looking good here so far for Miraen Sejong, at least in the top path, but bottom path is quite a different story here. Look at the reinforcements coming in for BRU.
Oh yeah, look at that though. Triple Champo trying to stop them, deny them from going in. But look at that though, they were waiting, but Psychic Solar is going to be popping up, pushing them away. But look at that, it is going to be their shape with John going to be able to secure that Regieleki up top, and they are still not done. They still want to put on some KOs. Down bottom, Papazza is going to be taken out as well. But it is Buriram United Esports, thanks to Papazza's time, able to secure that Registeel down bottom. But Sabine here gonna be able to take down once again that Mewtwo. They have been eyeing out that Mewtwo since earlier, and look at this, Serena tries to get away because they know that they cannot push Miraen Sejong at that point.
And that's 3 points over cap for Miraen Sejong. Actually, not the biggest value that you could actually get. But what I'm loving so far for Miraen Sejong is they're not backing away in the fights that they know they could actually win. Because just imagine a while ago, they were able to win the fight despite not getting the objective with the means of Psychic Solaire and the Hyperspace Hole. Quite effective as well with the XP, right?
Right. I mean, it's one of the things that that the Miraen Sejong really does, right? Quite properly as well. It's just they do not allow anyone to just be taken out. They always have to answer back. But speaking of answering back, though, it is going to be Buriram United Esports that's going to have the reverse Ulu card, because it was Papazza going to be taken out, but it was Miraen Sejong that does get a casualty. But look at that, the coup de grace is going to be coming up as well, but unfortunately not going to be enough to be able to take down anyone at all, and with the exception of the Mewtwo, but still was able to be taken out as well. Triple Trample again going to be popped up, taking out the Urshifu. That is going to be Jong here, and look at Sabine try to secure and try to save the top path as well.
Oh, this is not looking good for Miraen Sejong. Buriram United Esports taking every single resources that Miraen Sejong has in their force. So definitely, they need the shutdown here. And there it goes, KO once again for Miraen Sejong, awarded by an XP. But still, look at that level 12 Serena, who's actually really dominating this matchup so far.
No, yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you. And at the same time, like Miraen Sejong here is not only in the point deficit, but also in XP deficit. I mean, look at that. As you have mentioned, Serena at level 12, Dodrio now at level 12 as well. that is quite a detriment into the side of Miraen Sejong, and they do not want that. What they want to do right now is pick them off one by one, and from there on out, just follow through the points. But look at that though, Roxum once again, taking out a very sad story, unfortunately. But at least they are going to be able to buy a little bit of time here as they are taken out. And look at that, Serena once again taking in some 50 spirit. They're not okay. Never mind. They are going to be able to catch up here, stopping the Serena from scoring in. Pupasa though on low HP. Cyber is going to be popped up.
Oh, and that is quite unfortunate because the Rings Unbound was popped up all the way into the top path, but Miraen Sejong, Ward, and Spirits to be specific, wasn't able to catch up during that fight. But, they got the objective, so no problem, and reinforcement comes down.
Oh, yeah, and here you have it, though. A little bit of overextension here coming in from that Ward and Spirits, but, at least there are some reinforcements coming down and helping them out as well. A little bit of backup here, because if they don't have any, reinforcements, that's just going to be a punish against them. But look at this, though. In just a minute and 10 minutes, we're going to be able to see the Rayquaza once again.
Yeah, for sure. And that would actually dictate what's going to happen here. So far, you just have to stack up your XPs. You need to have your Unite moves as much as possible in the fight. But Mike can tell you, Miraen Sejong, they do have a Hoopa on their lineup, so definitely if you can manage to pop off the Unite moves of BRU, definitely just go back into your base, use the Rings Unbound, and definitely win the team fight later on. But the question is, can the Hoopa make it up? Can he stay behind? But because Buriram Esports, definitely Rainy D would hunt him down in the forest.
Oh yeah, and look at this though. The Reggie bottom is slowly but surely gonna be pumping up here in just 5 seconds as well. And Buriram Esports does have the position advantage over this, which would then give them a bit of an advantage going into that of the Rayquaza. But unfortunately, they're not gonna be going in for that. They just want the Rayquaza immediately. And I think they both know as well, as the notifications popped up, that the scores are not that wide at all.
Yeah, for sure, because that notification, you were just up by 10 points. That's how it goes, and it's just a 5-point lead here by BRU, so it's really hard to tell who needs to step up here because, it's actually a blind game right now. They have to play tag, they have to play very carefully, and, have a sure team fight knockout.
Oh yeah, and here to have it. Let's find out whoever's gonna be able to, get this Rayquaza. Obviously, it's just being used here to, bake down the other team. Just a little bit of some poking into that Rayquaza. That is it though. Jong is waiting for a marker here up top, waiting for someone to go in just in case the Drio actually does go there. But look at this though, Jong, after being given the information that, hey, everyone's here, you need to get here now, is now come in and join it. Here you have it, just charging up its some moves here. That is going to be the Wicked Blow as well. Rock Tomb once again, Ward has been warded here. Look at that teleport going to be popped up, but Spirits goes in, but it's not going to be enough though. Infinite Cyber is going to pop up. Spirits still not going to be taken out, but Ayaka almost taken out. Thanks to the Assault One's going to be able to survive another day. There's going to be a triple trample as well into the second. Slowly going to come up distance just to try to survive, but that is the Rings Unbound as well. Not going to be enough. And look at that, Hoopa is still alive. It's going to be 4 down on the side of Buriram Esports and Ayaka. Ayaka's the only one left. Coming in that out of the barrier, tries to get away. They're going to be able to take down Sabine as well off cam, but unfortunately the Psyduck's going to be able to take down Ayaka, and that is the team one, allowing Miraen Sejong to finally take down Rayquaza, and now taking this game away from Buriram Esports. That is Miraen Sejong going forward to the upper bracket as Buriram Esports goes down the lower bracket.
This is the top 8 team being able to take down the top 1 team in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, what an upset coming in. Miraen Sejong make sure that the job will be done as quick as they can. They took down the strongest team so far in the group stage and definitely would be advancing even further and is one step ahead of time in going to Japan.
That is one of the things, right, that we've been talking, before the broadcast started, right? Before the broadcast started, we were talking that, hey, yes, teams has been, performing really well in the group stages, but at the end of the day, it was still just group stages, and definitely would have had a different kind of gameplay into that of the playoffs, especially that the last day of the group stages was, what, 2 weeks ago? 1 week ago? there has been a lot of changes. Obviously, practices as well into these teams. And as we've seen, as you know, Yules has mentioned here, it is the seed 8 team that was fighting off against the first seed. And